Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again. Got another post for you. Spirit has been working for you and for the master, and I'm the instrument, so here I am again. Went out taking my little dog for a walk, Duchess, and on my way back, I started thinking about you and all of the conversation that I've been giving you, how confusing it might be without additional explanations here and there. I've been talking about reestablishing social order here in America that would serve as a representative for the whole earth. And I know that can be confusing, especially some of you who have accepted the adversary's approach to dealing with economics in our society. And it could be quite confusing. I'm sure if you're absent a different understanding whereby these things can occur and must occur and had intended to occur from the absolute beginning. So I just thought I'd come and I share with you about how this happens. You hear me talking about everybody having a job. And I talk about a job of choice so people will love their jobs and they won't be trying to quit. They won't be upset about going to do their jobs. In fact, they look forward to it. I talk about how those jobs, all of those jobs are intertwined, interrelated in such a way that they actually serve the purpose for human existence. It allows for the continuation in the right amount of employees to produce the necessary requirements to function with the great masses of those that will be accessing these goods or services. And more specifically, when I'm talking about healthcare, that's what it's for. You got more people getting into the field of healthcare, and you definitely need more people. And there are people who have been qualified to take the approach, to get the necessary education, can train, and perhaps bring about cures for every existing disease that's taking people's lives. Yeah. And not only that with the health care, but I talk about education, same thing. Unlimited and unrestricted, open to people who need additional education to qualify themselves to give the best service that they could possibly give. Talk about housing, food and clothing, same thing. And the infrastructure, people who are engaged in all of these different avenues. Now, you might say, well, how would that happen? Well, different systems around the world have different ways of doing the things that they have done, and not all of them have to do with capitalism. Some of them have to do with socialism, communism, and so on and so forth. But for you, what that really means is that certain things, natural resources, people in certain places cannot own. It could be used by the people. Some people say the state or nationalized, but it's basically saying that the certain resources are used by the people. For instance, land. That's a natural resource. Now, who really can own land? Not anybody really under certain circumstances. You might be able to own your car, but you can't own land. But see, here in America, we have a system set up so you can own your land. They got the laws, they got private property, and private property can be land. It can be certain other things like gas and other resources that's within the earth. They go there and say they bought it out or found it. Next thing you know, they got a patent on it. They got ownership, and they got the law that's designed to protect them as owners. And what they do in the capitalist system is allow you to purchase whatever they might be trying to sell to you under those particular guidelines. So when I'm speaking to you as an American living in the democratic capitalistic society, I'm telling you that certain of these rules and regulations must be changed. For instance, land. The truth of the matter is, if you didn't make it, you can't own it. You can't basically even control it unless it's controlled by the population that's using it. And who's using it? Everybody. You're talking about resources like oil and petroleum and steel, ore, should I say, gold and diamonds and other resources, other minerals. No. Those are things are natural. Those things are put here by the maker of the earth. And while we have actually come up with some old way in the past, and it served the way of the past, but this is a brand new day. And in this brand new day, it's just like getting rid of the wheel that's made out of a stone. We move on away from that kind of stuff. Why? Because we are moving on up. We have come into a period of enlightenment where we can see better and we can understand how the resources of the earth can be more beneficial to the masses, or not just the masses, but to all of us. And we can't be held bound in some form of bondage by some old thought from yesterday or some old rules. We must recognize, ladies and gentlemen, that there will come a time that human beings will not exist on this earth again. We will be just like the dinosaurs, whatever you want to call them. We will be just like the dinosaurs. We will be gone. We will be history. Now, what we will be replaced with, I'm sure the dinosaurs didn't know what they were going to be replaced with. And we won't know what we will be replaced with. Maybe, I can't see us knowing. Maybe the last few of us who are here might see what we are being replaced by. But in the meantime, we must realize that time comes, people exist, time pass, and people pass. But what we're trying to do right now is to say that the history of America's ownership of property and stuff that kept us bound, it has to pass. And this is basically what I'm talking about, passing along that stuff that keeps us in bondage. Rules and regulations, all of these things must go. And it's being replaced by something that's better. We recognize that the rules and regulations, for the most part in our system, have been set up by men. Men who were just as, they are the author of the things that are. All of the pain and suffering that have come out of the systems that they established, these were men. And even when we try to make them better, it's still men. And they each have their problems. What we're talking about now is coming up with something that's better than men. Coming up with something that's spiritual. Something that works for all people. Now, we don't have anything, any system of government that really works for all people. They want you to buy water. You can't, water, you got to buy water. And if you're in your own house, you got to buy water. You're paying for water. You go in the store, you paying for water. Gas, petroleum, whatever you using, you paying something for it. And oxygen, if you need some specialized oxygen, you buying it. You're not getting it free. If you need more than just breathing, you're not going to get it free. It's going to cost you some money. Everything going to cost you some money. Now, isn't that sad? What kind of a statement is that? That human beings cannot utilize the resources of the earth. They can't even utilize the skills that they've been given to make life better for them unless they got money. So what I'm talking to you about, ladies and gentlemen, when I'm speaking to you about as in heaven, so on earth, you see, in heaven, nobody owns anything. They are just happy that they got everything. Happy that they got access to everything. And so what I'm talking about here down in America and eventually across the globe is that people are satisfied that they got access to everything that exists. And they are constantly striving, using their mentality, using their brains, using their heart, using their imagination to come up with new things that they can extract from the earth, on the earth, above the earth, whether it's seen or unseen, for the benefit of humankind. Not for making money, not so you can be somebody superior to somebody else, not that you can just, look, you know there are trillionaires they got so much resources, so much wealth as we call it, that their bonds are overflowing, overflowing, overflowing. And nobody can get access to it. They're not investing that money in ways and means that could benefit people. No, no. And there are people who got nothing. Got nothing. Got nothing. And you think these other people care? No, they don't care. The only reason they would contribute some money to some charitable organization is because they can write it off as taxes and get more back, get a benefit, even if it means keeping more of what they got. No, baby, not in this world. No, 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 not in America. Everything has some residuals that come back to somebody. You got your neighbors who are investing in stuff that they call stocks and bonds, and just so they can get some residuals from it, when they know that whatever they're investing in is causing pain and suffering to perhaps even their own people. But they don't care. All they want to say is that things are a little bit better for them. They can drive a nicer car. They can have a nicer house. Their lawns can be a little bit better manicured. They can have something that's uplifting where everybody else won't and don't have. What kind of people is that? Is that you? Well, even if it is you, God said it's time for that stuff to end. And that's my purpose here to tell you. So when I'm talking to you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about you getting ready to make sure that you empower these changes. They're not going to just happen overnight. You got politicians and lobbyists that will do anything they possibly can. Start a war, a civil war, upon a civil war. Those who got, trying to maintain it. Though I put it this way, those who, I hate to say, serving Satan or Lucifer or the devil, because there's so many people doing that. But in reality, that's what it is. You see, there are only two ways. There's a right way and a wrong way. The right way was designed that it works for everybody. You hear me? The right way was designed that it works for everybody. And any way that doesn't work for everybody is the wrong way. And if you know the right way, you will stand up for it. If you don't know the right way, you can't stand up for it. So when somebody comes to you and tells you that you're on the wrong path, you're on the wrong path. I know you get upset, say, well, I do this, I care about. That don't mean nothing. You're on the wrong path. I don't care what God you worship. If you're not for everybody, you're on the wrong path. I don't care what church you go to, and what preacher you're listening to, and what philosophy you've chosen. If it's not working for everybody, you're on the wrong path. So what am I saying in America? I'm saying in the educational system where you got people got jobs and being able to do the things they do. People in the housing industry where people got jobs and being able to do the things they do. And in the food business, people got jobs doing the things that they do. In the healthcare, people got jobs doing the things what they do. In the entertainment, got jobs doing the things they do. I know you've accepted that because in time it has been going on so long you think that's normal. And it might be normal, but it's wrong. And everybody that's benefiting from it, I know you hate for me to tell you, but you're on the wrong side. I don't care what you're doing. If you're getting paid for it and the others are being denied, you're on the wrong side. Now God wants me to tell you that. But you didn't know that. You didn't know it. But you still been suffering from it. The pain and suffering of this nation. It's a result of you being on the wrong side and not knowing it. At one time it wasn't as bad as it is now, or should I say it was worse. You remember the Civil War and all the other kind of stuff? Well, it existed too. But it appeared maybe during a period of time, people got stable or they got tired of going to jail or something like that, and they just sat down and it just settled on in as if everything was cool. But it has never been cool. It has never been cool. It has never been right. And so I'm standing here today to tell you, yes, you got a little job, or you got a big job, or you making a little money. You might be making minimum wage, or you making millions of dollars a year, from the little wage to the $1 million a year, you're still on the wrong side, because that's not God's side. There's only two sides, the right side and the wrong side. And if the right side works for everybody, the wrong side doesn't. So, do you get the message? Is everything in America working for everybody? You know it's not. So I don't care what you're doing, you're on the wrong side. And if you can accept the fact that you're on the wrong side, it's no big decision to make to get on the right side. All you got to do is change your policies. That's all. Change your policies. Make it effective to accommodate the right side. That's all. Easy as waking up in the morning time, putting your clothes on. Who used to be the CEO? You can still be the CEO, but it's not to make money. It's to make sure that what you are the CEO of is accessible to everybody that requires it, needs it, or wants it, or desires it. And it doesn't cost them anything. Yep, that has to do with driving trucks, distribution. It has to do with flying people from place to place. It has to do with every business, every activity within the system. There's the right way and there's the wrong way. I'm advocating the right way. The right way works for everybody. Let me say it again. The right way works for everybody. And if it's not working for everybody, it's the wrong way. Now you might say, let me see, can I think of a way that's working for everybody? In America, is there one way throughout all of the ways that's working for everybody? Well, I can't even say the church. No, because they are perpetuating the same system that is doing everything else to the people. They're not trying to wake you up so you can get it right. They just caught up in the crevice just like everybody else. So I'm sure there is something. I just can't think of it. So as far as I'm concerned, the whole of this nation is corrupt. That doesn't mean that all of the people are corrupt, because people are blind. They can't see what's going on. Just like the people who bought into Donald Trump. They are blind. Sometimes they're blinded by hatred. They're blinded by racism. They're blinded by prejudices. They're blind by many things. But if they weren't blind, they would see exactly what I'm sharing with you now. And some of the stuff might be hard, but God can remove the scales from every last one of these eyes out here. And so I am out here to direct this information to all the blind folks in this nation so that we can get our act right. And having done so, we can become like that sun that's up in the sky, S-U-N, not S-O-N. The sun that's up in the sky that everybody needs and everybody want to draw from. We can be like that. A nation that everybody wants to draw from. Why? Because it is a new nation, a brand new nation, a heavenly nation, and everybody wants some of it. And all you got to do is just be real, and I guarantee you, we can change it. I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for giving me this your time. Once again, this is Eddie Marcus saying, bye-bye.